Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel, and whatever platforms you're listening to this on. I just want to let you know I really do appreciate you for listening. If you are subscribed, I thank you so much for being a subscriber. But if you're not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this podversation/reality chat. All right, guys, this is going to be about, here we go again, Martell Holt, the absolute extreme narcissist, and melodyshari of Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, recently I was listening to an interview, and the interview is actually by way of another content creator on YouTube that I am subscribed to her platform, True Tea. Absolutely love her platform. I'll have a link to her channel in the description box if you are not subscribed to her channel yet. But she played a part of an interview that Melody did recently, and the interviewer was on a radio station. She was asking, a number of different questions, but there's a few things that I just really wanted to address, because when it comes to people that really have no good intentions regarding a person, and they have done harm and they have done wrong to people in their lives that on the outside looking in, people would think that they love and they would do absolutely anything for, but in all actuality, they've done nothing but be extremely toxic. They've done everything in their power to service their own selfish needs, and in the process, they have ultimately destroyed the relationships that they've had with people and done a number of things to wreak havoc on that person's life. And Martell Holt has definitely done that. Now, some people who are on Martell's side, or who may not like Melody, who may not be what they call a melometer, which, by the way, I am not. I never subscribe to any fan club of any sort. I'm not a melometer. I'm not a beehiver. I'm not a whatever. If someone has traits or characteristics or things that they have done in their life that I admire, I can speak to those things. If they do things that are right, I can speak to that. And if they say things or do things that are wrong, I can speak to those things as well. So I'm not a stand for anybody, and that's just me. But I'm saying that to say there's some people who go so hard for people that they cannot see the forest for the trees, so to speak, and they definitely can't see or call out when someone says or does something that really isn't right. I can definitely do that. But some people may feel that, but there's some people that really feel like Melody is playing the victim. And I've seen a number of different commentary and comments when it comes to that. Some people feel that, about Melody. And just in an overall view, I guess I could get where people might think that on a surface level if they look at previous episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville and they see a comment Melody may have made to Martell in the heat of an argument to say something like, well, you were still trying to get with me, or something like that. Maybe. But if you see the pattern of Martell, I understand why those comments were made by her, and I don't see her as being petty or being manipulative in the tactic of saying those things to try to make it look like, oh, well, you want to be with Sheree, but you were just trying to get with me the other day. I don't believe that that was her intentions at all. I believe that she's calling him on his BS, because what he does is he gaslights and he tries to make other people who are on the outside looking in see Melody as this terrible person who sleeps around or slept around, who was a whore, who was a slut, and all these other negative things that he's pretty much alluded to, which there is no evidence or proof of, by the way, but there definitely is evidence and proof of him doing those things, okay? So that, that being said, he said all of these negative things to her and about her to other people, but yet and still you were trying to get with me still. So I get why she was saying those things. It wasn't a play of trying to throw it in someone else's face to say, well, you think you got him, but he's still trying to get with me. It's nothing like that, because this is the thing, and this is why I wanted to talk about this. Martell absolutely is delusional in thinking that he really has any chance in heaven or in hell of him getting back with Melody. And if you've been watching the shows this current season and previous season, you will see that that is ultimately what he wants to do. I do believe he's still doing the show because he needs the money and he wants to check. But he really thinks that he and Melody filming together and trying to what he calls co-parent, it's going to bring on some nostalgic feelings that she could possibly have, and giving him, I won't definitely not say a second chance, but giving him another chance and trying to make the marriage work. But she's done. She's done with him, but he really believes that he has a chance of getting back with her. And that's why he keeps saying things like, he's going to get married, because I actually wanted to know that too. Like, why does Martell keep talking about he's getting married again? He's not a whole person at all. He isn't a whole person in any sense of the word whole. He's a whore, WHORE, but he's definitely not WHOLE. And a person who is incomplete, a person who definitely is a narcissist, a person who feels like they're always right and everything, you really have no business marrying anyone. They really should just stay single. Those are the types of people that really should not get tied down, and they should be with whoever allows them, I say that again, allows them to be with them, because they can't settle down. Because the only reason why Martell really wants to be married so much is because he wants that person, that figure that he can control. That's the reason why he really wants to be married so bad, okay? But it bothers me when people who have been so low down and dirty now want to use God for the sake of the things that they are trying to achieve in their life, or they're trying to obtain, or maybe even get back to. And he knows that Melody is a believer, so he's trying to use that as a manipulative tactic to try to get back into her life. So I'm going to play a clip of this interview, and then I'm going to get back into my commentary, because I really just found it interesting when this person asked this question and how she broke it down.
Well, you guys heard that one. And it's prayer. I mean, Martell, have you really, the prayer, have you really just sat there? Because you said, listen, I forgot about the prayer on the end of the season on Saturday. So what's up with the prayer? Did you say the prayer? Do you want to pray with him? Do you want him back?
No to all of those. Can I say that?
You can say no. Be honest, sis. Be honest.
No to all of those. And to be honest, so the show only showed some of it. No one saw what he asked me. They heard what he said. Mm-hmm. He asked me. So literally, it was our children's Christmas party. I was at the school, so he was at the school, going to the car. He kept me outside of my car for like 40 minutes. I don't want to learn to love nobody else, and I want us to take walks in the park again, and will you please just pray about it? Will you please just pray? And after a while, and it was kind of cold. It was in December. So after a while, I was like, yeah, I'll pray about it. I'm going to pray about it, because I wanted to go.
Right.
So that's why he was, I guess, really thought I was going to pray about it. But it's nothing for me to pray. God been said go. Nope. And so,
And that's a wrap. I mean, because you went through a lot with him on that show, and the disrespect as a whole, it's like, no, but sis, you have rised up. You look wonderful. You look good. Again, very well educated. I'm just really happy that you didn't lose yourself in going through that divorce, because oftentimes women, they lose themselves, and you didn't. It's like, listen, it made you brighter. It's like you shine.
And that's real. And that's real. And I tell people, it's so important to be mindful of who you're connected to.
Yeah.
Who you're connected to can either hinder your favor or advance your favor. And sometimes you're connected to the wrong people. And when you start to remove those people out of your life, and when you start to see God's blessings falling and raining on you like never before, and like you say, you have this glow and there's this new energy and there's this new vibe and it's all positive, then you know that you got rid of the dead weight that you needed to get rid of. Dead, literally. Dead weight. Gone, right? And so I feel great about life. I feel great about where I am. And I know that I moved and left that situation. Because you said you went through so much. Yeah. That's what y'all saw. Yeah. It's way more that took place behind the scenes, you know? And so me surviving all of that, I'm proud of myself too. And I thank God every day.
All right. So you guys heard that. And I'm really glad that she heard the call of God to go. And that's what she has been living. And so the fact that he feels that he could use that line of communication that Melody has with her creator, with the one that she believes in, the one that she has faith in, to say, can you pray about it and see what God says? Listen, you can take this how you want it, but I'm just going to be honest. I have to be beautifully honest. I believe that if she even wasted her time to go before the Lord and say, God, what do you think about me getting back with Martell? What should I do? I believe God would say, keep the hell on and keep that nigga out your life. That, in my personal opinion, is what I believe God would say. And listen, like I said, you can take that how you want to, but I believe that God has a sense of humor. But I also believe that if God needs to scream or shout to get somebody to listen, that's what he's going to do. Now, I don't believe that it would take that for the communication that she has with her Savior and with the one that she has faith in, with her creator, because she heard the call, she listened, she left. I don't believe that she would ever go back there, not even in the slightest bit, because her life has done nothing but excel, and she has been exceeding everything that she did before prior to her being with him. And so, yeah, I believe that. So, you know, on this current season, because that is something that happened off camera after, or maybe even during the last season, he asked her to pray about her giving him another chance, because he was saying, again, what he wants. I miss us doing this. I miss us doing that. I miss us walking in the parks together, going on trips together. I miss this. It's what he wanted. He's not considering what she wants, and she doesn't want any parts of it. To be honest with you, I don't even think she wants to co-parent with him. I really believe that is only because the court is making that happen. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She has not given him her new number. By all means, I understand it. I agree with it. I know that she wants absolutely nothing to do with this man. And yeah, they were married for many years. They had 4 children together, 4 beautiful children. But you can get to the point where you are so disgusted with someone that you really don't want to have anything to do with them anymore, despite all of the many years that they have had together. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Love Jones, but when Nia Long was in the movie and she was, dating the character that Lorenz Tate played, and they were considering, possibly like giving themselves a break. And so she went back to where she was from, and she got back with the guy that she had been dealing with before. And you could see on her, she was so lit up and happy when she was with Lorenz Tate. But when she went back home to be with the guy that she was with previously, she didn't look happy. It just looked like she was going through the motions. She just was not there spiritually. Physically, she was there, but she really wasn't there spiritually. It wasn't where she wanted to be. And she and the guy, they got into an argument, which is something that they would do a lot of. And he said something, I don't remember the exact words that he said to her, but her response was, all we have is all these years. Because he was trying to allude to the fact that we've been together for a long time and we need to make this work. And she was basically saying, all we have is all these years. Who cares if we've been together all this time? It means nothing to me, because I don't want to be with you anymore. And she left. And so I believe that that is what Martell is trying to play on. All of the years that they've been together, all of the years that she invested of being with him, and they have 4 children together. And, we got this show greenlit, and I believe that that was all her, and he was just along for the ride. But anyway, I just believe that there is no way that she would ever get back with him, but he wanted to use the Lord, blasphemy in my opinion, to try to finagle his way back into her life. And because of the sake of her children, she was just trying to have some sort of a cordial, mutually agreeable co-parenting relationship with the children. So that's why she invited him to go on the trip with them when they went to Destin, Florida on last season. I never would have done it, but hey, I was like, well, maybe they're doing it because she needed it for the storyline. I don't know. But at any rate, I just digress. I do not believe that even if she were to attempt to pray this prayer to God, that she would ever get back with him. But on this current season, he tried to make it on camera look like he was asking her about praying about co-parenting. Why would she have to pray about that? Because currently right now, as it stands, he's dragging her through the courts, and she has responded by seeking full custody of the children because of what he started to come at her because he was lying about her having 20-something babysitters and having the children with men and all of this other stuff, which I never believe. And when it comes to Martell, the 20-something is a figure that we are familiar with because that's what he accused Letitia's husband, Marceau, of cheating on Letitia with, 20-something women. Now, most people don't believe that Marceau has been faithful to his wife all of the years of their marriage, but the 20-something figure is a number that Martell threw out there before, and now he's doing it again. When it comes to the babysitters, just trying to make Melody look bad and make it seem like all she cares about is her career, and she's just trying to come up, and she wants to be successful in the music industry and acting and all of these different things that she's doing, so she doesn't have time for the kids. So she's just dumping them off on this person, that person, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and I don't know who these people are. And it's just not true. It's not true at all. So with him trying to utilize the relationship that she has with her creator to try to slip in there, he really is foolish to think that that was going to work, because she's not a fool by any stretch of the imagination, okay? So I really just wanted to talk to that because it disgusted me to hear her say, and in my viewpoint, confirm what I already thought, that what he essentially was really asking for was giving him another chance. Because if you look at the first couple of episodes that have aired this season thus far, and the things that he has said, he pretty much admitted that this so-called relationship that he has with Sheree is not a real relationship. He admitted it to the Fletchers when he was crashing their dinner date, and to even, speaking to Kimmy about how he misses his marriage. He wants Melody back. But in all honesty, he doesn't want Melody. He really doesn't want her. So when I say he wants her back, he doesn't want Melody back. He wants to have life go back to the way that it was before, when he was able to sleep around with who he wanted to sleep around with, and her stay quiet about it, not telling anyone what was going on, and how he said, don't be talking about what's going on outside of our house, and you need to keep that in our household, when she put it out there that he had been unfaithful. And she said, well, you should have kept your penis in the household. Period. That's what he wants to do. He wants her to be there for him, have life go back to the status quo of what it was before, and he can continue to live his life high off of the hog or high off of Melody, doing whatever he wants to do and reaping the benefits that he was able to reap from it. But he deserves absolutely none of it. So I'm so happy to know that she is such an intelligent person, and she is not going to allow him to have any type of space in her life where that is concerned ever again. And just to prove it, I'm just going to play this little clip when it comes to this prayer. Okay. that on this current season, he was asking her to pray about co-parenting, but yet she revealed that he was asking her to pray about her getting back with him. That lie that he said on this current season about co-parenting, that's not what he wanted her to pray about, because she just pretty much revealed it and revealed what most of us already knew anyway. But let's just get into this clip.
Good. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you really have gotten to this point. But what about co-parenting? I do believe co-parenting is so important, especially when we're talking about African-American kids.
Yeah.
How is that working out for you guys?
Unfortunately, it hasn't been the best. And I think that when you talk about effective co-parenting, you have to have two people who, first of all, understand and have the same goal. So if you have one who's wanting a situation of reconciliation and you have one that's not, when those disappointments happen, right, then you end up having an issue with the co-parenting, because then there's the difficulty that starts happening. They start being super difficult, start being disrespectful, and it just makes it tough. Like, to be honest with you, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, he sent me 10 dozen roses.
I thought he was Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ooh.
10 dozen roses. Now they stayed in the garage.
That man is confused.
But I know, it's weird. And
so you feel like he wants you back?
Not feel like.
You know.
I know, absolutely. And so it's just, I said we could co-parent better if you let this piece of us go, so that we can, it can get to a point where it's like, hey, I'm going, we're going to take the kids, bring your boo, I bring my boo, let's have, go have a good trip together, or go out to eat together.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get there if you stay in that place, and that place has been long gone.
Yeah, I cannot believe it. He seemed like he's, I want to be happy and I've moved on. Yet, you on Real Housewives of Atlanta doing your thing and he still wants you back. See? That's what I'm saying. That brother right there needs some. He said he was in therapy, though. That's on the show. He's supposed to be in therapy.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's so much, because, again, reality show, like you said, it cut up so many different episodes where you really don't see the behind the scenes of really what's moved in, right?
I do.
Okay, so, is he, popular celebrity and,
No.
All right, I'm just going to stop it right there. But you pretty much heard what she said, and it's the God's honest truth. If you're trying to co-parent and you want her to pray about co-parenting, what the hell are you sending her 10 dozen roses for? And you're supposed to be with Sheree? I don't think Sheree would be okay with that. You don't need to send the mother of your children, or ex-wife for that matter, 10 dozen roses if you're not trying to get back in good and hopefully trying to smash, in my opinion. I just believe that he sees how beautiful she is. She already was beautiful, but her glow up has been extensive, and he is hating the fact that he cannot touch her anymore. I'm just going to be real like that. I really feel that it is something that is eating him up on the inside, and he's trying to make her jealous. He's trying to make her feel some sort of way by getting with Sheree. He locked up to get with one of the most desperate people on that franchise, whereas now he's got a spot where they're going to see his Bozo the Clown looking head on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a few scenes, because she needed a storyline. Sheree, for that matter, and wanting Melody to feel some type of way about it and be jealous of it. And Melody really does not care. She just wants him to leave her alone in that capacity, do the things that you're supposed to do for the children, and stop trying to get back with me because I don't want you anymore. And I believe she was long gone, but she was just going through the motions to try to make things work. And she gave it all that she could, and God said go, and she was up out of there. And I'm so happy about it. But yeah, Martell, like the interviewer said, I can't believe he's with Sheree and he is sending you 10 dozen roses, and he said he was in therapy. He's a liar. He's a narcissist. They cannot help themselves but lie. I'm not even here to say that it's okay for him to lie because he is a narcissist and that's what they do. I'm just saying that's what narcissists do. It's not okay, but it's what they do. So yeah, He cares less about the interior and more about the exterior. That's why he's into the suits, into staying up in the gym, into getting the facial done that we saw him getting done on the first episode. He's all about that outer aesthetic and the superficial bullcrap. He really doesn't care about seeking true help and therapy. And if you talk to a real clinical therapist, a lot of narcissists can't be helped. The narcissists and those with borderline personality disorders, it's just really hard to treat those people unless they have extensive, heavy medication to alter their mannerisms. And because narcissists and those with borderline personality disorders aren't really seen as like people that may be a danger in terms of physically harming other people and things like that, they're really hard to treat. That's what I've been told, at least. So I'm no therapist. I'm definitely, no psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm just saying what I've been told. And it's a hard thing to do and to deal with. But Martell cares only about himself. And I'm so glad that Melody got up out of there. I commend her. I am so super supportive of any woman or anyone, not just a woman, but anyone for that matter, who was in a very toxic, just crazy, desperate situation where they were able to find themselves and their way out of there, and they are doing better than they were before. I absolutely love it. I love to see the glow up. But oh my gosh, just hearing that interview, I just really had to share my thoughts and views on those different areas that I just honed in on. So you guys let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the commentary. This is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just want to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.